Ah, yes. Back again. Motown Philly back again. What a little coffee break swing. Boyz II Men and JN going off. Not too hard, pause. Not too soft. You guys, I got a big one for you today, pause. Well, hello. Well, hello. Well, hello. Well, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back, all and sundry, to Coffee Break with JN. I am your boy JN. Jamar Nicholas is my government. And guys, I'm real rusty. I am so rusty. I'm gonna hang out. I got Darcy the Hedgehog right here representing Coffee Break. Um, if we start the show off right, yes. Yo, there's a lot of people up in here. What up? It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a coffee break to step to. Yo, let's just get started. Kidlet, what up? Well, hello. I gotta fix my John here. Kidlet, hello. Let's do a roll call, you guys. It's been a minute. That's right. You know America's Tom Zoller's like, who this? Who you? What up, TZ? Everybody knows who I am. I'm Jamar Nicholas. I go by many names. Not gonna do that yet. We got plenty of time. I got some new lighting, and it's kind of I'm gotta work on my white balance. I feel a presence I've not felt since. Yes, TZ. I've not seen you in a minute. How are you, my friend? I was just talking to another one of my buddies, and that phrase is funny. It's like I haven't whatever done anything in a minute, which in this case means it's a longer period of time. But also, give me a minute is also more than a minute. Like just a second is more than a second. Um, so let's do a roll call. Let's see what kind of superstars we have here in Coffee Break, guys. I know you miss me. I know you miss me. I know you miss me blind. What up, Ben Harvey? Hello, Ben Harvey just came from a way long trip. I'll let him talk on it. Ronaldo, what up, brother? Good to see you. No, no, notorious. Let's see. We start off strong. I need to work on my white balance. A handful of the audience worries they may need to sign up. That's right. It's going to be like the Thanos snap in here. Half y'all going to disappear. Well, hello. Who I have not said hello to? I see. Yo, what up? Haha. What up, Angel? Good to see you, my man. I'm here, but I have a Li iced tea in one hand, and a Coke. Wait, what kind of Coke at this Christmas party? Good to see you, my man. Dakota, I see you. Yeah, I see what up, D Fish. D Fish, the new superstar. D Fish is going through, as we like to jokingly call in the business, overnight success. Give a round of applause to D Fish. D Fish just came off of a big member spotlight at the National Cartoonist Society. Good on you, D Fish. Maybe you want to talk about that. Maybe you don't. Who else do I see in here? Yo, what up, E? Good to see you. You. Hello. Bill Wist, what up, Bill Wist? Good to see you. Super WW10. Hey, Jamar, so happy to be able to catch the live show again. Whoa, hello, Super WW10. If that is indeed your real name. Hello, good to see you. Anybody else want to sign up, sign off? Yo, Duke, what up, Duke? Yo, Joe, we're going to make it. It's good to see you. Anybody else I missed? I'm kind of scrolling back up here. You guys. Yo, dude, Jerry Kraft. You know my man Jerry Kraft. Hold on, I gotta do the superimpose. Because I haven't had you on here and I've been playing this picture. And I think there's some people, everybody knows who you are, but sometimes I think people don't know, you put too many of us in one place, they get confused. They didn't know that was, Jerry Kraft. Newbery Medal award-winning Jerry Craft, Banned Books Jerry Craft, New Kid Jerry Craft, Coretta Scott King award-winning Jerry Craft, and my homie Stromy Rice-A-Roni, Jerry Craft, first base, second base, third base, shortstop, Jerry Craft. You get it. What up, Jerry? It's good to see you. What's new? I haven't seen you in a minute. That's right. What up, Reggie? Jerry is the GOAT. The GOAT. The GOAT. I love that GIF, the B word my man's like, the GOAT. Also in GOAT status, my man Reggie Byers. Reggie, yo, they're chomping at the bit, man. They want to know more about Just Do Coffee. That's right. Reggie is the mastermind behind Just Do Coffee. Yo, we got artifacts. I'm gonna go into that a little later. I call Shogun. What's up, my man? I see you. Who else is up in here? Yo, I said Paul Pate. What up, Paul Pate? Good up, Paul Pate. It's good to see you, Paul Pate. Yo, my man Carlos. Carlos, what up, brother? Shit. Good to see you. The family is home. I love it. See, tell them. Dakota says, see, since I'm one of the cool kids in the Patreon chat, I get my fix of JN almost whenever I want. Willy nilly up in here. So maybe people need to get in on that if they're missing you too much. See? You know how this works. You know how the bread is buttered, pause. Yeah, you better tell them. That's right. So for if people don't know what Dakota's talking about, you should, because that's all I ever do is talk about my Patreon campaign. Let me see if I can find that for you. For the price of, uh, uh, I just saw this TikTok, and I'm actively trying to avoid reels and TikToks and all of that stuff because it's taking over the world. Somebody did this kind of spoof of an eighth grade girl in Starbucks holding up the line, like playing in her hair, and like, stop, shut up. Can I get I saw a TikTok. Oh, you don't know how to make it? It's like 2 scoops of like blueberry ice cream. Can you do that? And I was just like, oh man, we're doomed. Um, but I'm trying to actively pull away from all of these TikToks and the reels and all of that kind of stuff. It's a lot. So I wonder if any of you are going through the same thing. Yo, Marshall, what up? Yes, you're back. Like my man John Wick says, I guess I'm back. How are you, my friend? Good to see you too. I appreciate it. I think we all need that love. Good to see you. And it's funny because I think in a couple of ways, maybe there's too much JN. Maybe you see too much of JN, you start to get spurled. Maybe you're like, oh, you know what, this guy's always going to be around. That's not the case. And then I have to go away. So when I come back, you're like, oh, you're back. I missed you. I missed you too. Paul Pate says, I hope you don't mind me saying, you're looking extra scholarly today. Nice. Thank you, sir. This is just this old thing. It's a little cardigan I threw on, for the white balance, you know what I'm saying? But thank you, sir. And for some of you guys who know me, uh, I like to mix it up. I think when people think about how people dress, you just kind of default to one thing, even if it's not true. And for most of you guys who know me, I like clothes and also like looking good. And I'll style on them when I have to, but I'm never bummy. I don't think you'll ever see me be like, "Oh, Jamar, really? Is that what we're doing?" I'm always crisp. That's just a Philly. You know what I mean? But we keep it crispy. But then say I put on a jacket or I'm wearing a suit, and people go like, "Oh, you dress up nice." I'm always dressed up. See, that's a thing about Philadelphians. And I can't speak for all of us, but we stay on our clothes horse. You know what I mean? So, but thank you, Paul Pate. This maybe shades of Kenny Bunkport. I like I like the style on them once in a while, and I do have a couple of pieces that got the elbow patches on it, but it's not that kind of energy tonight. Dakota says, I'm being hella extra and watching this on my laptop while doing writing stuff on my Surface. TZ says, am I wearing socks that I'm dressed up? Don't try to fool him, Tom Zoller. Tom's always dressed to the nines. When he's not being a super spy or international man of mystery, don't let him tell you otherwise. So speaking of TikToks, D Fish says, I have a TikTok and I suck at it, lol. But it's where I put all my drawing time lapse videos. You know, I don't want to totally get into a TikTok thing, but it's kind of like besides it just kind of taking over, and I don't even want to just say TikToks. I want to say kind of like video shorts is what I'm really talking about because all the other platforms besides the new ones are trying to emulate that same thing. There's reels and there's shorts and there's TikToks. There's all that crap. And you know, you get on Facebook, you see like three things from somebody, and then there's like a band of videos. And then something's gonna catch your eye, you're gonna click on it. Next thing you know, 20 minutes later, you're like, shit, I'm late for work. That's how they get you. So then you're like, I'm gonna try to escape that. I'm gonna go to Instagram. It's the same thing. So I've been doing this thing lately where there's like the three dots on, I think it's on Facebook, and it says hide this content, and it's like, okay, you will try to like not give you as much of that. So I'm not exactly sure if that's true, but it's just, and I don't necessarily think going to another platform is going to solve the problem. You know, like I have a Blue Sky, I think I have a Threads. I don't think I've ever posted on Threads. It's too much, guys. I think it's time for a digital detox. And you know, a little bit of me not being on here for a while is kind of a little bit of that too. It's just like, right? But you know, I feel like it was time to come back for coffee break. Do you agree? All right, what are you guys talking about in the chat? uh, Lakota, you can quit at any time. I hope so. JRD says, "Yeah, I've been on socials, Facebook, Insta, so much less now because the time sucks. I like to call them time vampires. I'm not even on Blue Sky much. I'm still watching YouTube too much. Yo, y'all know the YouTube is my joint. I don't even watch television anymore. I'm just straight YouTube. But yeah, all of that can really get to you. Well, that's the new form of communication, right? I think I sent you one of those where it says, you we're friends if I'm sending you a constant stream of reels, because that's how people are going to communicate when Wally shows up and finds our technology in the trash heap. Oh, they must really like tiny videos. But yeah, good to see you, Jerry Crow. Paul Pate says, I've got new gear coming in for New Year's Eve this year. I'm afraid it won't fit. I'm not as fit as I used to be. You put on a little pounds. Is anybody, well, it's kind of hard, pause, to really be thinking about fitness this time of year because it's either you're being invited to parties, you're avoiding parties, you're throwing your own parties, you're just trying to get through the end of the year. At your office, Rebecca at the front desk brought in donuts. It's just like, what are you doing to me? You're going to eat it, right? Because you're already stressed out. Next thing you know, you step on the scale. So maybe that's our first question of the night. You all the let's potty. um, is anybody on any type of um, health kick or trying to curb what they're eating or drinking or looking at the bottom lines of their physical fitness this time of year, or have you just been off the horse since Halloween? Because that's how they get you, right? It's like October, you start stockpiling candy. Then Halloween, You kind of had a lot of bags of candy. Now you don't have enough. Kind of we can't. And then it goes right into Thanksgiving, and then you're at Christmas, and then you're at New Year's, and you're like you're a mess. And then they start advertising Bowflex or Rip Sticks. Oh, this is crazy. Did you? I don't know what kind of algorithms I got. I probably even shouldn't say it out loud. But all of a sudden on Facebook or something, I got these ads for this thing called Rip Sticks, and it sounds like beef jerky or something. But it almost looks like have you ever seen cartoon sticks of dynamite? And there's like two sticks of dynamite, and I think they're on like resistance bands, and I think you're supposed to kind of like tense do tension exercises with it. And this ad shows up on my timeline, and there's these prison dudes, and they're all like cut up with the spouse abuser shirts. I won't call them wife beaters, and they're like, "Yo, man, you thin in the yard? You need rip sticks." And they're all like, "Arr." And it's kind of like it was like prison Tybo, and the comments were all like, "So is this what we're doing? You're advertising how to get buff in prison? Is that where we're at?" And it just turned into a whole thing, and I forgot all about ripsticks. But right, I could I could see me and I call Shogun standing in front of the 7-Eleven with our bikes on the ground, eating ripsticks and drinking a 2-liter Mountain Dew. Ripsticks. JRD says ripsticks sound like a character played by Hulk Hogan in a terrible 80s movie. Ronaldo says about diet, oh hell no. That doesn't start until after Christmas. Right now, anything goes. It's liaison fair until then. Bon chance, mon ami. Step into a ripsticks. But I think that I'm the last person to talk to you about physical fitness. But some of you know that I'm a wrestling fan, not necessarily so much these days, but um, there is a old school guy, Diamond Dallas Page, who does DDP yoga. And DDP is a saint among men. He has saved so many broken down wrestlers' lives by getting him on this yoga platform. Saved Jake the Snake's life. I told you guys I ran into Jake the Snake Roberts in Las Vegas, and I was just drinking a coffee on the curb with him, and he was in Vegas because he was out at DDP's accountability crib getting his act together. He was looking good after years and years and years of just kind of like his body breaking down. And the thing with DDP yoga is what is it? What did they say? It's not your mama's yoga or whatever. And it's all about kind of like that resistance, kind of like if you tense all your muscles up and you kind of just like try to push out, like you're kind of you know exercising against yourself. That's all that stuff is. So I think that's the same thing with the ripsticks. But yeah, that's really funny. Nakota says, if I try to diet, it wrecks me. Basically, I need sugar and meat, pause, constantly so I don't pass out, so I don't bother with anything else. Is that like a carbohydrate thing too? Do you ever have what do they call it? Like low blood sugar crashes and things like that? Yo, say less. Uh, my favorite part of Youngblood was that they had the X-Men logo, but it was a Y instead of an X. Ronaldo says, "Don't lie, JN. You got your Tybo VHS tapes out. I'm crushing it." Billy Blanks, that's my man. You know, I think since we're getting older, a lot of us, because this is the Gen X hour, and I have some stuff queued up for that. We kind of have fond remembrance of remember 30 Minute Workout, which was a program that came on with very tall ladies in the leotards with the belt like that Olivia Newton-John look. and they would do like calisthenics workouts for 30 minutes because that's all you needed was 30 minutes. And then there was like the Jane Fonda tapes, and then there was Jazzercise, and then Richard Simmons dancing to the sweat to the oldies. Tybo, there got to be some you Bowflex people out there. And now, what's it? Peloton. Peloton's all over the place. Soul Cycle. I wonder if you can. Can you rip sticks and Soul Cycle at the same time? Can you rap and snack at the same time? Paul Pace says, "Have you seen No Contest Ric Flair? No, oh, No Context Ric Flair. Ric Flair never had context. Um, there's one I saw where somebody takes some Ric Flair promos, and they're they're kind of like whisper talking, and I can't really recreate it, but it's really funny. And he does the woo at the end, but it sounds like woo. And somebody in the comments said it was a lowercase woo. Space Mountain, oldest ride, longest line. Woo. Yeah, you leave Diamond Dallas Page alone. DDP's the man. I think Richard Simmons is still kicking. that's what that's what coffee breaks for. Nakota says, one time at work, they gave me a glucose test right after I chugged a Mountain Dew, and it was 99. I'm probably an ant or something. Well, I mean, if you're not diabetic and your systems are working, then it should stay together, right? 8 minute abs. I also remember crunch classes. I wasn't in them, as you can obviously see. But I remember a couple people I knew were like go to Center City and just take crunch, like you would do like crunch sessions for like 3 hours on a Wednesday. Ugh. Yeah, I think Dakota, you got decent sugars. The sugars. So speaking of that, where should we start, you guys? I have a lot of ground to cover. So we're in the middle of holidays, the high holidays. Happy Hanukkah to all my friends that celebrate that. We're also in the middle of Christmas mania. I hope everybody is trying to be sane and not lose your shirts, trying to fulfill people's wishes, and you lose your sanity at the same time. And some of you guys know that I've been trying to hold off on getting involved in this new GI Joe, these GI Joe toys, and it's hard, you guys. Pause, because I keep, and this is part of my detoxing because I'm being fed information all the time. So well, first, there's a lot of stuff going on in toy nerd world. I heard that Hasbro just laid off like a million employees, but at the same time, um, they keep releasing these new GI Joe figures. These like, I've talked about it before, the classified figures. Now, what you may not know is that there's like, if you're into toys, toy collecting, or figures, or video games, or whatever, there's always some sort of like market on top of an aftermarket. If you're from my comic book friends, you know about CGC and grading comics and slabs and what up. Oh, and what's up, Jeff? I saw you. I saw you up there. I didn't get a chance to say hi. What's up, bro? The new thing is with these GI Joe figures. They're like yay big, and on the peg, they're $25, and that's ridiculous, right? And someone would say, $25, JN. Kids can't afford that. Exactly. They're not for children. They're for us. So I've stayed away from these things because they're like popcorn. Like once you start eating it, you can't stop. One of my buddies was like, "Hey, they got these things on sale at Walmart. You in?" And I was like, "How much?" So from there, I found that all of the collector guys are staying away from the toy stores. Tell them, Jeff. they're staying away from the toy stores, and there's a couple places that somehow wind up with these figures. I guess they get like, I don't know, shepherded off. So there's Ross for Less and there's Ollie's, and there's no Ollie's near me. If you have an Ollie's near you, not an Owlie, Andy Runton. What up to my man Andy Runton? Um, they have a bunch of these toys for like dumb cheap, like what they should be. So um, on the GI Joe wire, it comes out over the wire. Hey, they got Tomax and Zaymot at Ollie's for 4.99, and people just buy all of them, and then those get flipped, and then they're on Mercari and they're on eBay. It's crazy, and there's like fluctuating. Like these are on sale, but these aren't. Scrap iron is $30, but Lady J is 4.99. It's a thing, and you can easily go insane. So one of the biggest things that just happened was, I don't know if you guys know this, but Hasbro has its own like crowdfunding thing called HasLab, and they put out the Cobra tank, like the His tank, but they fit the new big things. Can anybody guess how much those things cost off the rip? We don't have to put it in the chat. They're $300 for a tank. And when you see, you're like $300, and then you see the tank, and you're like, oh, yo, I think I need one of those. I did not get a tank. I don't have the space for that. That's a little much for my blood. So time goes by. Now the community people are getting their stuff, and now they're doing like the flex pictures. And there's people. There's one picture. One guy who had a picture with all the boxes in his driveway. He had 20 His tanks, right? And everybody's just like, "Yo, that's insanity." And so then the next thing is you see them on eBay and all those other places going for 600. Yo, what up, bro? What up, Tremaine? I think they're going to make one eventually. So the aftermarket of these for the people who didn't get on the campaign are now paying double the price to get somebody's extra. And then they're also, since you got 20 of them, you're taking all the figures out of the box. They're selling those. They're going for 50, 60 bucks. It's insanity. So anyway, I'm getting to something. So I posted on my Facebook, if we're friends on Facebook, you saw this little video essay about how G.I. Joe brainwashed us Gen X kids. Yes. Well, they're going to go up there. I think it's going to get a little higher than that, Duke, but it's pretty crazy. Um, and one thing that kind of bothered a couple of people was it talked about Saturday morning cartoons in the 80s and how before that whole part of media was regulated, it was just basically toy commercials. And you're beaming that right at your target audience. And the GI Joe stuff was really specific because they would show the cartoon, then there would be a commercial for the toys and the action figures, and then once they started to get wind of that probably wasn't so great, they started making, like, my timeline can be wrong. They started making animated commercials for the comic book. So there was this triangle of commerce that these little boys were caught in the middle of. You got to get the comic book, you got to get the toys, you got to watch the show. And I don't think it would have been as bad if it was just a Saturday morning cartoon. But the fact of the matter is that you guys remember, all of us Gen X nerds, that Transformers and GI Joe came on after school. So that 4 o'clock block, bro, kids was running home from school to see GI Joe and Transformers, and I think it has more to do with this nostalgia thing we're in now, because it's crazy. Tom says, I don't think they could advertise the toys during the show. Is that what it was? So what they did was advertise Transformers and GI Joe and vice versa. You may be saying this now. Yeah, that's kind of what it was. JRD says, yeah, the half the battle, 30 seconds BS, the PSAs at the end help get them around the educational regulations for glorified toy ads. Yes. Hmm. It's wild, right? So the other funny part about this, I'm reading. I like to read the comments. Is there are people watching that video who were like, "Yeah, brainwash me. It was amazing. My childhood was amazing." And somebody else said, "Oh, when this thing was called brainwashing, I thought they were going to say the military industrial complex was trying to brainwash kids to join the service." I don't really know if that happened so much. I know a couple of people that might have joined the armed forces because they really like GI Joe. Yeah, what up, Amani? Peep Game Comics. TZ says, to be fair, I wouldn't have needed a TV show to convince me to ask my parents for Super Friends figures if they existed or battle the plant. Yo, so I totally agree that all this stuff was kind of set up to entice us, but the stuff was cool. And people also say if the Transformers, the cartoon TV shows weren't so engaging with these rich stories, it probably wouldn't have worked. That's why people dunked on the GoBots, even though the GoBots were first. It's like this is corny. Transformers is hot. That goes beyond. I think the toys sold because you like the cartoon, not vice versa. Um, what up, E? Good to see you. So what I played a little earlier in the thing was part of another part of our childhood that is missing was the Sears catalog. Does anybody remember the Sears catalog? The Sears catalog will come out with the Wish book, and yes, oh, I miss you, Ronaldo. Yes, Ronaldo says He-Man was a glorified toy commercial, and now I have a tiger and walk around bare chested. I have the power. Yeah, tell him the wish book. So what I want to do, and I played a little bit of that earlier, was I was going to show you guys a little bit of the. Hold on, I gotta redo it. The wish book, and I specifically. Oh, is this strawberry shortcake? That's a good place to start. Um, Wanted to share. Yes, the wish book was life. Wanted to share a little bit of what was going on in Kid World in 1984. Gen X stand up. Um, so yeah, Cabbage Patch Kids were hot. There were a lot, and Barbie was always hot. Strawberry Shortcake, and so it wasn't just boys. Like girls got it as just as bad. Everybody was involved. Erica says, I think my daddy had a Sears furniture bedroom set with the vanity mirror headboard, a bookcase cobbler with overhead light. Yeah, probably had a secret compartment to put the gat. Is that a strawberry shortcake blanket? Oh, Mr. T uh, uh, sleeping bag. Sleeping bags were giant back in the 80s. Care Bears. There's so much popping back then. But and this will show up soon. But as we get everybody's childhood was hot. Gremlins, Horsies. Come on, man. The Poppins. I kind of remember the Poppins. I'm a little older than you, but I think I remember that. Were they like the little tiny figures? Like, and you could like comb their hair and stuff like that. And look, 7 9. Look how cheap this stuff is. The snow cone maker. So what really enticed boys, and I can speak for boys, was the the GI Joe and Transformers dioramas they would set up where there'd be like all these toys like in like a canyon, and the same kid with the Oliver from Brady Bunch haircut is playing with the little black kid, and they have like all of the action figures. Yeah, that's fair. Ooh, microscopes for the little nerds in your house. There are little monsters that turned into furry balls. I don't remember that. Look at these guys. Yo, my first Walkman. Little transistor joints. Oh, this Snoopy snow cone machine. Yes, yes. There you go, Guitar Hero before its time. Um, but this was, I don't need to preach to the choir. This is before the internet. This was your internet. Like you got this thing, and you kind of just slept with it in your room, and then you circled stuff, and your parents would never get you any of it. I do remember the tin. Remember the aluminum trash cans with like I had a Pac-Man trash can, and that thing would start to rot and rust in it. Yeah, this is the '84 catalog, and there's people that collect these catalogs now. You look at the JanSport. Shoga says all the toys and action poses you couldn't actually get them to stand. Yeah, because they had them like on wires and stuff. They didn't tell us that. Um, but yeah, maybe with this, you guys can tell me in the chat. Oh, was that the glow bug? Yo, JRD, those trash cans are worth a lot. Somebody tell us some of your favorite toys from that time if you were alive. Oh, the record player with those giant. Oh my! Oh, the Fisher Price farm set. So it's like everybody talks about GI Joe, but there's so much stuff. Let's not even talk about Star Wars. '84 was a premium year for this stuff. Ah, Teddy Ruxpin. Yeah, that's when you try to put your Run DMC tape in Teddy Ruxpin and watch him rap. It's crazy. I remember all this stuff, but I didn't have it. But you knew somebody who had it. Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, all of you guys with kids, you tell me, is this stuff better now? Oh, look at all the weapons. That's crazy. Like the stuff you buy for your kids is a junk. Or this stuff was junk too. Paul Pate says, weirdest toys award goes to my sister who had Welcome Back Cotter dolls. The sweat hogs. Here we go. Oh, wait a minute. Are those the space Legos? Oh, hold on, man. This is it. I just saw that they're re-releasing the Lego space sets, and they look really fancy. Oh, look, there's a to get your kid brolic. They got weight sets. Duke says, I found a slot car set at the thrift store a while back and snagged it. I always wanted one as a kid. And that's what's kind of getting these G.I. Joe guys right now. It's just like, it's all right here. And it looks like what it looked like in your imagination. D. Fish says, Fisher Price Adventure People motorbike and space shuttle were amazing. Yes. It's so cool. These weren't even Power Wheels, were they? I think. Huh. Thomas says the toys didn't last, but they were weirdly more open ended than the games and toys now. Yes. Is that Knight Rider? Like you had to figure out what story to tell with an Evil Knievel stunt cycle. You just jump it off of stuff. Oh, the Matchbox Garage. Now, here's something I didn't know that apparently Matchbox cars were really popular. I think that's kind of like a duh, Jamar, but I didn't know. And I saw some video of people like bum rushing a Hot Wheels display and just like ransacking the place. Oh, look at the General Lee. Oh man. Yeah, I saw that HasLab for Unicron. Unicron. Yeah, they're not playing, man. I There are a lot of people that said they're pretty sure they're going to at some point do the aircraft carrier. Here's the Joes. It'll probably be $1,000 right off the bat. Oh, Return of the Jedi toys for dating ourselves. The C3, I mean the R2D2 toy box. Oh, I never got into He-Man. Oh, wait, we just passed the Paul Pate page, the electric football. So yeah, man, that's kind of how we had to do it before the internet. You just, or you saw all those brainwash commercials and you wrote it all down. Trivia Pursuit was out that early? You get it. So I don't wanna run all of our time down before I talk about some other stuff. Let's do a ID. You're watching Coffee Break with JN with your boy JN. Guys, I've missed you so. I don't know what you guys have been doing with yourselves, pause, without me to fill your Thursday night slot. What have you been practicing other languages? Are you on your Rosetta Stone? Like, what are you doing with yourselves? I hope you're bettering yourselves. I hope there's growth in your life. Pause. What is this, you might ask? Well, first, I'm known by many names. Being a dyed in the wool Philadelphian, I am also a John enthusiast. I like plays on that phrase. So that has kind of stuck to some of my nicknames. Some of my famous favorites are John Cena. You can't see me. Philly Donahue. Johnny Carson. That's wild stuff. The captain of this ship, Jean-Luc Picard. There are 4 Johns. What happens here? You get to hang out with me and my caffeines. You know who you are, caffeines. Friends and regulars. I'll Coffee Break JN, and you watch me drink coffee and run my mouth. And when I am, all the rest of you guys, and when I'm out of coffee, video over. But on that note, do you guys know about Just Do Coffee? That's right, my man Reggie Byers. Reggie, you still here? Check in. That's right, John Wick. John Cena. My good friend Reggie Byers. You may remember him from such giant comic book classics like Crescent, like Jam Quacky the Hip Hop Duck, Kids of the King, Robotech. The hits keep coming. I was talking to my good friend Reggie, and Reggie's like, "Yo, I'm gonna change the world with coffee." I'm like, "Oh, word, tell me more." Just Do Coffee happened. It's a lifestyle brand, y'all, and he's doing big things. Just Do Coffee is he's got cartoons, he's got merch, he's got really dope coasters, and hold on, where's the join? He's got some of the caffeines have some of his merch, and that's not Reggie. Uh, but the giant news right now is that he's making coffee, y'all. And because I know people. I got the product right here. I haven't busted it open yet, pause, but I'm really excited. And you can get in on this banner ground swelling movement now. Go to justdocoffee.com. Cop the merch, y'all. Talk to Reggie. Tell him like what kind of coffee you like. Tell him how this could work, and this is going to be really big. And you heard it here first. Coffee Break with JN. We got a lot of stuff in the works, so I'm very excited to work with him. I'm excited to try the coffee. Me too. Sean, that's not bad. Johnny Bravo is also not bad. Johnny Five, how do you feel? I feel alive. Yes. Um, Now, see, the funny thing is that a lot of people, there's a lot of transplants using John now, and then they're just messing it all up. I think it's funny. I've said John in mixed company more than once, but it's a little close to oversaturation. So while I was on sabbatical, Tom Zoller learned how to cloud mint. Jared D got caught up on backlog of Patreon mailing and started writing your next book. Nice. Yeah, don't forget the Toys R Us catalog. Yes. I just saw somebody did like a YouTube essay on that, and he was just like, there was too much of him talking and turning pages, but the Toys R Us that was hot too. I try to tell y'all. Y'all don't listen to me though. So Reggie, I don't know if Reggie's still here. Dakota says light roast. So says the Pacific Northwest contingent of the J and N Jamar Nicholas Network. The lighter the roast, the higher the caffeine concentration. I thought it was the blacker the berry. So so be it, Jedi. Um. So yeah, man, there's a lot going on. Um, got some cool. Hold on. What else? Erica, what did you do? I finished my short comic, and since we last talked, I secured an academic book deal about hip hop and comics. Yes, yes, that's very cool. Give give E her props. Just do snap your fingers for E. That's a great accomplishment. Yes, the caffeines do wondrous things. Nothing is impossible. I'm very proud of you. That's really cool. Not bad, not bad. Um, so also, what else can we talk about? So does anybody, since I spent all this time talking about buying stuff, consumerism, how many of you guys still have shopping to do? Or do you have some sort of, I think I asked this in the Patreon, who has ground rules for gift giving? Like if any of you guys are booed up, do you have a thing where it's like, we told each other we wouldn't get gifts, but then Christmas morning, you're like sitting there, you ain't get nothing, but then you wind up with this getting something, and now you look like a fool because you didn't because you actually followed the rules and didn't get something. I thought you said we weren't getting anything. Yeah, but this is just a little thing, and then the games start. Or are you one of those? I just get what I want, whatever, so I'm not even worried about it. Bill Wiss says, I try to shop the day before Christmas. You're that guy. So was it all like, I guess when it's the day before Christmas, you can't do online. You just got to go into the mall. It's probably easy now because nobody goes to the mall anymore. He says, I'm like 70% done with shopping. Very cool. Paul Pate, what? I'm drawing page 144. Yo, I love that journey, bro. Congrats. Duke says, oh, we talking teams? Oh, we talking accomplishments? I finished fulfillment for the Swadade Kickstarter. Yes, I got my thing. So that campaign is all done. Very cool. Jared D says, I finished my holiday shopping in October. Then my wife handed me a wish list. Tremaine says, me still shopping for the kids and fams. A little few things left, like halfway through it. Do you guys do like what do you call it, stocking stuffers and stuff like that? Like, oh, what's in here? It was like a thing of batteries. And like, I don't know, like a flashlight or something. Who does anybody do stockings anymore? Jared D says, I'm done, but maybe the stocking stuff. All right, this might be the last question, then we'll get out of here. What constitutes a stocking stuffer? Is there a price limit to, or is it a size thing? Like, what constitutes a stocking stuffer? Is it just, oh, I just wanted to get you a little thing, or does candy is candy going in there? Candy gum and mints. What's in the stocking? Duke says, all done with shopping and finished out stocking stuffer stuff tomorrow. That's a lot of stuff. So, and for people that are finished, is that kind of like a personal accomplishment? Like, yo, I wanted to be done by the beginning of December. How does that work for you? Hold on, Dakota, you got to pause for that. If it fits, it sits. Nice. Tremaine says, I've had candy go in a stocking stuffer before candy cane. I forgot about candy canes. Do people even want candy canes anymore? Is that what Christmas is all about? I call Shogun, yo, you going back to the essence, walnut and mandarin oranges. JRD says, any small gift, generally around $10 or less, including everyday food gifts, small toilets, small toys, puzzles, games, it sets. Family traditions here include an orange in the bottom of my wife and kidlet's stocking, whereas I get an avocado. I don't even want to know how that happened. Duke says whatever fits in the stocking, mostly candy, but also small toys, plush, etc. Sometimes if it doesn't fit, pause. It goes in it. We're all 13 years old. That's great. Hey Bob, how are you? It's good to see you, my man. Happy holidays. Nakota is the one in the corner licking a candy cane and making a very sharp edge. Stabbing people up in the hallway. Instead of mistletoe, you might get shanked. I love it. I love it. I love it. You keep a little danger in the holidays. As I know, there's some people who just like maybe you grew up, you don't have a fireplace, and you still have stockings. Where are you hanging them on? Well, that was cool. Anybody else want to add to that? But yeah, I forgot about candy. Tuesday, break yourself, Santa. That's very violent. But Paul Payne said something when we were talking. Yeah, it happened, you guys. That's what I need for Christmas. I need a new mouse. Jared D says the orange and avocado tradition are based on what craved item was not usually available during the winter when we were kids. For E, it was oranges. For my family, it was avocados. It's very specific. Huh. Thanks for that. That's cool. Um, I want to say for a long time we didn't have stockings because I always lived in apartments. But I think at one point my mother we had stockings and we just hung them on the back of a chair or something, and I would always get like batteries. I get batteries because I always needed batteries for my electronic football or something. Oh, the banister. Yes, I forgot about that. The banister, yeah. Bob, what did you get in your Christmas stocking? You're correct, Mr. Kraft. If I had a vote when I was a kid, my stocking would have just been filled with Star Wars figures. Those would categorize as stocking stuffers. That'd be tree loot. Well, now that we're all old and gray, I'm sure all the stuff that you really want, people will never know to ask for, is you just get it yourself. So I'll end with this. I hope you're not spoiling anything. What is one thing you bought yourself or you're planning on buying yourself this year? Let me know, and then we're getting out of here. Oh, yo, I had a stocking stuff with the Tiger handheld games. It's funny, as corny as those things are, people love those Tiger games. Like, yo, I got Mortal Kombat. It just goes, eh, eh, eh. People still love those. I don't know what it is about those game systems. Bob says there was a lump of coal that moved from stocking to stocking every year. You prayed it moved away from you. That's really cool. Um, yeah, there's a couple of things like I'm really at a place where I don't need anything. Yo, Carlos, you about to change the world. Gonna finally cop a 3D printer this year. Yo, I'm coming over. I don't even, you know what? I really would like a 3D printer. I'm afraid I'd break it. Somebody's always telling you you'll shoot your eye out. You're not getting your Red Ryder BB gun. I don't even know where I'd put that thing. Pause. So I don't. Unless I had a whole other space here, I can't get a 3D printer. JRD says I brought myself the second season of Star Trek S and Dubs one disc. Oh, and those planners you get from Jet Pens. That's cool. Tremaine says, going to get myself art supplies of comics. The Ninja one was dope. Can't lie. That's what's up. You should go. I don't know if you've ever been there, but jetpins.com is where all your dreams will come true. Erica says, I would like a Nintendo Switch and a professional camera. Nice. JRD says, Conley just bought a 3D printer. He did? Nice. Bob says, my New Year's resolution is to lose 10 pounds so I can justify reacquiring DC Comics Presents 26. I love that. Wow, Bill says, we're getting a new art studio for Christmas. Just finishing renovating our garage. I like projects. Oh, I said, I'm sorry, Jet Pens. JETPENS. There you go. You go on Jet Pens, just be ready to spend some money because you're going to find a lot of stuff. Always check their clearance aisle too. Duke says, I don't know that there's anything I want to buy myself next year. Instead, I think next year is going to be me and Shogun collaborating on making stuff out of wood. I love it. Yes, Jet Pens. All right, you guys, I'm going to wrap this up. That's right. Motivation. ENERGY. Energy. That's right, because there ain't nothing to it but to do it. You just got to go through it. The jaw is strong tonight. Good to see you, Bob. Guys, I'm going to wrap it up. It was good catching up with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed catching up with me. We'll see what next week looks like. Maybe we'll do another one, and then we'll be off for the holidays. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, really? PENS, not PINS. Jetpins.com. Thank you. Glad you're back. Thanks, Carlos. I'm glad to be back. Feeling good, Lewis. Want to give a shout out to my man Mike Manley, who is still in the hospital, but everybody has high hopes, and we are wishing him the best and for a speedy recovery. So if anybody's asking about Pencil to Pencil, we'll see what the future holds. Cross your fingers and cross your hearts, but I know that we will be back. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, skip better, Mike. Sip of coffee. My first sip and last sip of the night. Let's give a sip of coffee to my man, Mike Manley. Get better, Mike. That's nice. Hey, thank you. All right, you guys, let's get out of here. It was good seeing you guys. Have safe holidays. Let's say good night to Darcy the Hedgehog, who's holding it down over here. And let's get out of here. Thank you guys so much. Patronuses, we'll see you on the group chat after this for the after party. And if you are like, what is he talking about? It's not too late. You can join my Patreon and get a lot of access to me with so much other content. You ain't even down. Oh, Darcy, the Hedgehog, who enjoys a nice cold brew. That's right. It's patreon.com/Jamar Nicholas. All right, guys, let's do the thing. You've been watching Coffee Break with JN, with your boy JN. Man, we chopped it up into a fine julienne. I don't know how we get this far without each other, you guys. This is group. Some of you have been missing group. You stopped me in the street like, JN, where's Coffee Break, man? I needs it, precious. I am back for you. You're back for me. I missed it. Let's keep it going. Let's keep the energy high. What happened here? I go by many names. Jamar Nicholas, the government. JN, if you may. Some call me the Black Dick Cabot. Johnny Scrapple because bacon was taken. And also in some circles, Captain Scholastic. Well, hello. What happened here tonight? You got to hang out with me. I'm also a cartoonist. You might have forgot about that. Guys, I know it's still early. Pre-order Leon Worst Friends Forever, the next volume in the Leon series at Scholastic Graphics. In store September 3rd, 2024. It's not that far away, y'all. The Earth has 4 years left. Cop that. That's right. Tell good night, John Boy. Let's get out of here. What happened here tonight? You got to hang out with me and my caffeines, and we cut it up, and you watch me drink a cup of coffee and run my mouth. Now that I'm out of coffee, let's see you next time. Happy holidays.